Today, we're going to talk about an invisible clock. It's a fundamental principle of physics that's ticking away inside pretty much everything, from ancient artifacts to the technology you use every single day. You know, we're surrounded by all these little puzzles. How do we measure huge stretches of time? How do we make sure we're safe from forces we can't even see? Well, it turns out the answer to both lies in one single, really powerful concept. I mean, think about it for a second. If there are no written records, how can we possibly know for sure when something was made or when a tree was cut down? Is it all just a big guessing game? Or is there a truly reliable way to know? Well, check this out. This incredible Viking ship. Archaeologists figured out it was built around 800 CE. And no, they didn't have a time machine, they had science. Because deep inside the wood of this ship, a natural, invisible clock has been ticking away for over 1,000 years. And here's where things get really wild. The exact same principle that lets us date this ship is also at work in the smoke alarm on your ceiling, and even in the process that keeps our food safe to eat. So what is this incredible master key? The key, the secret behind this invisible clock, is a concept called half-life. And once you understand it, all of these mysteries just click into place. Okay, so at the heart of it all is a pretty simple fact. Some atoms are just unstable. They naturally decay or change over time. Half-life is just the super predictable amount of time it takes for exactly half of a group of these atoms to decay. It's like a constant natural rhythm in the universe. Now, the way this decay works is, well, it's fascinating. It's spontaneous, which means nothing kicks it off, it just happens. And it's random. You literally can't point to a single atom and say, okay, you're next. But, and this is the crazy part, even with all that randomness, we know with almost perfect certainty that after one half-life has passed, exactly half of the atoms will be gone. All right, so let's look at the blueprint for how this actually works. Because this process is so predictable on a bigger scale, we can actually map it out and use it to do some pretty amazing calculations. Just take a look at this data. At time 0, let's say we have an activity of 80 counts. You wait 10 minutes, and it's dropped to 40, exactly half. Wait another 10 minutes, and it halves again, down to 20. You're literally watching half-life in action, ticking away every 10 minutes like clockwork. Now, if you were to plot those points on a graph, you'd get this really beautiful, smooth decay curve. It's the visual proof of the principle. The whole process slows down as there are fewer atoms left, but that timing, the halving period, is absolutely constant. And this right here is how we use it. So a living tree is always absorbing carbon-14 from the air, which gives it a baseline activity level. The moment it dies, it stops absorbing, and that carbon-14 clock starts ticking. So if we find some ancient charcoal that has only a quarter of the activity of a living tree, we know the activity has halved twice. Since we know carbon-14's half-life is 5,700 years, we just multiply that by 2, and boom, the charcoal is 11,400 years old. It's so simple and so powerful. Okay, so that's the theory. Now let's circle back and solve those mysteries we started with. This is where the idea of half-life really comes alive. Remember the Viking ship? Its age was found using the exact method we just walked through. The wood has carbon-14 in it. By measuring how much was left compared to living wood and knowing that 5,700-year half-life, historians could nail down when it was built. It's like historical forensics. All right, now let's jump from the ancient world right into your own home. You might be a little surprised to find out that the smoke alarm on your ceiling is actually a perfect, everyday example of applied nuclear physics. So why does a smoke alarm work? Well, it uses a teeny tiny amount of an isotope, usually americium-241, and it's chosen for two very specific reasons. First, it emits alpha particles, which are so weak they can't even get through a piece of paper, so they're totally safe inside the little plastic box. Second, it has a really long half-life, which means it provides a steady, reliable stream of those particles for years and years. When smoke gets in the way, it breaks that stream, and the alarm goes off. And it doesn't stop there. Half-life is also a total game changer for quality control. In factories that are making everything from paper to giant sheets of steel, they place a radioactive source on one side and a detector on the other. The amount of radiation that makes it through to the other side tells the machine the exact thickness of the material. And of course, you have to match the radiation to the job. For thin stuff like paper, you use beta particles. For thick metal, you need the heavy hitter, gamma rays.
And just like with the smoke alarm, you need a source with a long half-life so the gauge stays accurate and doesn't need to be reset all the time.
Okay, finally, let's get to what might be the most important applications of all, the ones that directly affect our health and our well-being. In medicine, choosing the right half-life is absolutely critical. For example, if a doctor needs to inject a radioactive tracer to see what's going on inside your body, they want an isotope with a short half-life. It does its job, gives them the picture they need, and then fades away quickly to minimize your exposure. But for something like radiotherapy to treat cancer, they want the complete opposite, an isotope with a long half-life that will provide a steady, powerful dose of radiation to zap those tumor cells.
And what about just keeping things clean and safe? Well, highly penetrating gamma rays are used to sterilize surgical tools and even to irradiate food. This process kills off all the nasty bacteria without making the food itself radioactive, which makes it last longer and prevents a lot of sickness.
So, we've jumped all the way from ancient Viking ships to modern medicine. Let's just bring it all home and think about the big takeaway here. At the end of the day, everything we've talked about comes back to this one simple definition: a constant, predictable rate of decay. Just understanding this single idea is what makes all that other incredible stuff possible. And that's why this all matters so much. Half-life isn't just some abstract concept from a physics textbook. It is a real tool that lets us read history, protect our homes, build things with incredible precision, and fight deadly diseases. It's a fundamental rhythm of nature that we figured out how to listen to and use in amazing ways.
Which really leaves you with a final thought, doesn't it? We've managed to harness this one invisible clock that's ticking all around us. What other fundamental, predictable forces of nature are out there just waiting for us to figure them out and unlock their potential?